Part 3, Lexus L600 on the long chassis. We're going to go over the driver's controls and what to expect out of how to run this beautiful machine. I do have the vehicle, like I said, in the back on the accessory mode, allowing me to work the windows, sunroofs, and other power features. This feature here is to run the height of the shoulder strap, door lock, door handle, and you have your 3 memory seats. The memory seats are also going to control the outboard mirrors and the angle, so the angle of the outboard mirror to the driver specification. You're also going to have the steering wheel as to be how close it is or how far away by using this little cube here to make the steering wheel come out towards me, up, down, or in. Going back to the driver's door, you have all automatic windows. That's because I hit the button more firm and I pulled the button firm. If I wish to use the button a little bit more, maybe I just want to crack the window, I don't press down as hard. The same way going up. Now this vehicle does have quite a amount of features that the driver is going to be responsible for, which is awesome. You have your mirror controls, left, right. When you keep it in the left position and you were to back up, the mirrors will tilt down. If you don't like that feature, keep it right in the middle. You have an auto position on your mirror. When I locked the door, the mirrors went in, and when I unlocked the mirrors went out. But if you were to drive in a situation where you'd like to bring in your mirrors, you'd hit this button on the far right, and the mirrors will swing in. And then back out. And then if you wish to use it in the auto, have the green light showing. You have auto brights. If someone were to come towards your vehicle, the lights will automatically dim back down to your normal driving lights, and then as you pass the person, they will then go back to full bright mode. Heated steering wheel, blind spot monitor. The blind spot monitor is now the nice feature where when it is in orange, which I'll show you in a moment, do not make the lane change, and park assist. So I'm going to show you what BSM does right now. That orange light is letting you know, do not make the lane change. And you'll see a green light letting you know that that feature is on. Park assist, you have 4 sensors in the front of the vehicle as well as 4 sensors in the back of the vehicle. When you are backing up or pulling forward, the series of beeps, the faster the beeps, the closer you are. Place to put goodies, change, and other items. Gas door, trunk door, and hood release. Your lights, for the most part, can stay on auto. Then we have our manual lights, our marker lights, and driver's lights totally off. The inner ring here that I'm going up and down with are your lower bumper fog lights. On the steering wheel of the LS, you have audio controls. By choosing mode, it's going to change the different modes on the navigation screen. Satellite, portable, player, AM, and back to FM. Just like in the back seat, you can seek by using this control. We're going to hold in until we hear a beep. And it goes up to 102.5, 1041, and back, let's say, to 105.5. If I want to go to the next preset, I don't hear a beep. It says set 1, preset 1, set 1, preset number 2. So again, set 1, preset number 3. If I don't want the radio on, hold mode, and it cancels. You have a hold button here in case if you're on a hill, you wish to hold the car, you can do that. You have these little eyeballs watching you. These eyeballs here are if the driver were to ever not look at the road and you're dazing off, this little computer system is going to notify you that you are dozing off. And that would be a great thing to have. Lane keep assist. There's a little camera on the outside of the vehicle, and it is actually measuring the distance between the white lines. If your vehicle were to swerve out of those white lines, you'll be notified. Laser dynamic cruise control. You have 3 different lengths that you can travel behind a car. So there's a short, a medium, and a long. Your cruise control is set up just identically to what you're used to. The end cap, when pressed on, the cruise light will come on, which is in the upper right-hand corner of the dash, which is right up here, that green light. When you get up to speed, hit set. Okay, bringing it down. If you need to cancel for any reason, bring it back towards yourself. Resume back to the miles an hour that you had originally set. If you wish to go a couple miles an hour faster, hit the resume button and it takes you a few miles an hour faster. Same as if you were to hit set, it would reduce your speed by a few miles an hour. Your display button is going to control the multi-information display right up here. We have cruising range, 62 miles. We have average, 6.3 miles per gallon, which is not exactly correct, but I know that we've only driven this car 19 miles. Average refueling, 11. Elapsed time of being in the vehicle, 8 miles an hour is the average speed. Back to 62. Your talk switch is going to do multiple voice commands, phone controls, find nearby points of interest, destination assist. You have a back arrow in case if you did not want to be in a certain screen, you could back out of it. If a phone call was coming in, you could answer it here and hang up here. You do have auto windshield wipers. To activate that, we're just going to bring this arm down one time. You're going to notice that the windshield wipers came across one time because that's allowing you to know that that feature is on. You have your trip button and your reset button. And on the opposite side, you have your dash lights. Right in the multi-information display, there is a instrumentation panel light. And now we're going to bring it back to medium. And you can kind of see that it is a little bit more on the dark side. As we work our way over, this dash panel is actually one of the most unique ones. You have a 12.2 to 12.3 navigation screen, by getting to the navigation screen, we have this mouse. This is new for the LS, at least 2013 and 14 model. It used to be a touch screen. So we're going to hit the word map right up here. You have 3 different buttons. You have menu, and up and down toggle, and map. When pressed map, you now have the map on one side, and on the other side you have the ability to control with your mouse the temperature, the radio, and the fuel consumption. When I go to climate, you have 4 zones. So if I hit auto right now, that turns on everything. We have the AC, we're going to cancel that. 4 zone, we're going to cancel that as well. I want to have total control of the car, and now all of the temperatures are set at high. But say if someone in the back seat wants to have their own temperature, you don't necessarily have to give permission here. Just like over here on the passenger side, if they want a colder temperature, change it, and you can see right below here that it turned on 4 zone. If I want to go to the back seat, it's going to open up the whole control. Now it looks like you're in an airplane. You do have an air purifier built into this vehicle. This button here, hopefully we don't have to use much anymore, but it's a front de-icing grid. It'll take the ice off the wipers. Smog control, 4 zone, AC. If I want to happen to use the different ways that the air comes out at me or at the passengers, they can. Up here is the rear climate. Rear off, rear auto, and S-flow, rear S-flow. So it's a lot of really cool, innovative ideas that Lexus has done here. It's meant to be easy to use. The back seat has full control over their controls, and obviously the driver and passenger up front has total control as well. I'm going to go to the word menu. Menu is going to give you 7 icons to choose from: destination, information, apps, setup, radio, media, climate, and phone. Now the nice thing about Lexus, we are over redundant on how to get to different areas of the car. Now obviously that whole rear entertainment area on the center console back there has the same amount of controls as to what you can do up here on the nav screen for radio, media, and climate. So they have their own way of getting to this screen, and they can control much of the features built in on that center console. I'm going to use this menu, this little toggle, and I'm going to go over here to destination. Destination, you can enter an address by manually typing it in, finding the right state, using the Rolodex feature over on the right, going to Wisconsin, selecting it, input the city, then the street address. There is a faster way to use this system, and that is to go here to Destination Assist. Destination Assist, you'll be connected to a live operator. That live operator will say, where do you like to go today? This is a 1-year paid subscription through Lexus. Anytime you use Destination Assist or this address area, your addresses will be automatically saved in the previous destinations. The address book is used for something a little bit different. We'll cover that at a different time today. We can enter in a home address or somewhere close to home, and you have 5 presets. Maybe this number 5 would be a business, a secondary home, and different kids' homes. Info and apps. We have something called Inform. Inform is a program that accesses your cell phone, and it does use data off your plan. You're able to get into Bing, iHeart, OpenTable, MovieTickets.com, Yelp, and Pandora. And it just allows for easy streaming of information, and of course Bing. Easy information streaming, so you're not having to pick up your phone while driving. Fuel consumption, which that same little graph here shows up right up over here. The redundancy factor is a good thing, so you're not having to go through multiple screens. Traffic incidents, because we're not outside, the XM signal is not able to find it. Lexus Insider is going to be little snippets about our dealership or how we can be of service to you. My job position here is Lexus Delivery Specialist, but I also take on the part of Lexus Tech Specialist, going through all of the features in your vehicle. If you ever felt that you needed to have any kind of service outside of my first delivery and you wish to have more help, I can be reached at Lexus of Madison. And the days that I are not able to help you, of course, are Sunday and my day off on Tuesday. XM fuel prices, sports, stocks, and XM weather would have to be a feature we'd have to use outside. Setup. This is where we'd come in and put in your phone. General, if we ever wanted to wipe out all of the information in the vehicle. You can change button color. Auto screen change. Say for example, if you are looking at the radio and you're playing around with the controls, changing channels, after about 4 or 5 seconds of not touching that channel and you leave it alone, it'll go back to map mode or the last screen that you were on. It's a little bit longer than 4 or 5 seconds. I want to say maybe more like around the 10-second area. And you got the feedback force, how much force that this little remote has to move back and forth, so it's easier to track on the screen. You have delete personal data. If you ever trade in the vehicle, you can do that, and software updates. Navigation. Go down to nav settings, drive speeds, maybe take that up to 70 because travel time will be based on the speeds below. Just a little bit more of an accurate estimated time of arrival. We are going to turn on the avoid traffic. That is part of the 1 year worth of XM data. That is important, I think, to have turned on. Vehicle customization is very much like Lexus personalized settings, going in, selecting the different ways to unlock your vehicle and lock your vehicle. These are things that we can do to fine-tune your vehicle once you come in. Change the different climate settings. And there's quite a few things that I think when you're here, we're able to discuss how you want that to function. Light settings. I'm going to turn on the auto headlamp timer. It's always nice to have that on, in case if you get outside your vehicle and you wish to have a little bit more light to carry you to the front door of a business or home, you have that light. If you ever wish to cancel that light, hit the lock button on your key fob and it will shut off the lights. Lexus maintenance. In Lexus, it's every 10,000 miles to come in for service for the oil change, and every 5,000 miles for the tire rotation, which you have remaining for 4,991 miles until you have to come in. Parking assist. It's just going to give you a series of alert volumes, displays on or off, front and rear. How much distance you wish to have those settings or the sensors to kick on. Phone. Since we do not have a phone put into the system, we cannot use that. Bluetooth, we'll get to that. Audio, you can change and see if you want HD radio settings, if you want that to be turned on or turned off, as well as other. And that will be XM sports, stocks, and fuel prices that you can set up. And when you get here, we'll be able to identify those areas. So that is your homework. If you wish to put stocks in the vehicle, bring in the stock ticker or the name so we can get those put into the system. Bring in any kind of cell phone, iPad that you wish to have put into the system. If you wish to have HomeLink put in, your different garage door openers, those are now on the mirror. So you have 1 position, 2 position, and 3 position for different HomeLinks. Radio, to go back to the large dash display, you can go to radio here, or you can come down here on the faceplate of the dash and hit radio. It'll go to the same exact screen that we see here. Media, same thing. It's going to go to Bluetooth audio. Radio goes back to radio. If I want to go to menu, there's your menu. If I hit radio, there's that screen. So we have multiple ways of getting to that screen, and you can do that from the back seat as well. Menu takes you back to these 7 categories: destination, info and apps, setup, radio, media, climate, and phone. Map button. Remember how I said we'd come back to that address book? We're going to hit the word mark. Puts a little blue flag on the screen. We're going to hit the word menu. Destination. And that big blue flag. And there we are, Harvard Square, Middleton, Wisconsin. It puts a virtual pin on the map as to where your vehicle sits. Back to map. The climate can also be changed down here. You have high and high. Well, no, we don't. We have high and 83. So if we want to take our driver's temperature down to, say, something a little bit more comfortable at 77, and the passenger wishes to have theirs at 81 or 80, they can do so. You have the auto feature off. Little fan, big fan. I can always hit the big fan, and it's automatically going to turn on the system. The fan control, you'll see moving up and down just to the right of the map. I'm going to turn it off. The mode button, front defrost, rear defrost, and auto recirculative air or fresh air mode. The single CD player has been put in because of all the technology that we have in our cell phones. We can do so much more with our cell phones than a CD can do these days. You have a car phone charger in the middle here, and you have 1 cup holder, 2 cup holder. Obviously your controls here for the navigation. You have different mode selects that you can choose for the transmission. So if I were to turn this dial to the left and look at the multi-information display between the speedometer and the charging gauge, you're going to notice that you're going to see an area here that says comfort. Do it again. There's eco mode. Eco mode is going to be designed to reduce the amount of heating and air conditioning while still keeping your car very comfortable. We are trying to maximize the amount of power out of the engine by not having to use it in a form of air conditioning and heating purposes. when you're in eco, it's also going to maximize the amount of power. What I mean by power is different than acceleration. Power is making sure that we reduce the amount of acceleration by creating more electronic power so that we can take off at stop signs and those sorts of things where you're not having to use gas, because this is a hybrid. What else do I have for you? So if I were to use this button here and I push down, that takes it down to normal. So here we had comfort in the suspension. We had eco mode. I press straight down on this button here and it'll take it away and become normal. I can go into sport, and when you saw on the charging meter here, it turned to a tachometer. I hit it again and it goes to Sport Plus mode. Sport Plus mode is going to give you the engine, shocks, and steering wheel more performance oriented. You have high height control to maybe go over a large obstacle like a speed bump, because this car is a little bit longer than the normal one. EV mode only is to use battery mode only. Snow mode to start you out in second gear and reduce the amount of power so that you're not sliding. And traction control is if you were to ever be under a ton of ice, or like say if ice were to get under your vehicle, you'd want to rock the vehicle back and forth. And once you get one tire that's able to get on drive pavement, re-engage traction control and it'll pull you out. You're going to notice here you have auto climate control for your seats for both front passengers. You have your screens right here that you can use. Passenger seat, angle of the seat, and also allowing the seat to go more into the fold down to make room for the ottoman. Underneath here, you're going to have another place for charging your phone. It's got one USB and one power adapter door here for another car charger, as well as an auxiliary input. Put your iPhone in here or a Samsung phone. There's a cutout area here to run your cables. So this concludes the inside as to what I want to talk about, to give you a pretty good idea what we're going to go over. And again, if you could bring in your garage door openers, anything that you'd like to have connected to the vehicle, please do so, and I'll be more than happy to do so upon the delivery date. This is Sam Lancaster with Lexus of Madison in Middleton, Wisconsin. Have a great day.